If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 55 of the Inter Milan career mode here on FIFA 15. There isn't long left in this Serie A season. We've got a handful of games remaining in Serie A, and obviously we're still in Europe as well. As you can see, 5 games remaining in the Italian league season. We currently sit top thanks to our head-to-head results against Juventus. Their goal difference is still better than ours, but because we've beaten them twice, we sit above them. But as you can see, having to start Xherdan Shaqiri at striker in this particular game thanks to the numerous injuries we have right now. Unfortunately, we're missing Moussa Sissoko, we're missing Stefan Jovetic, two of our strongest first team players, 3 or 4 week injuries apiece. So we're having to start a few rotation players and a few players in positions that they wouldn't necessarily find themselves in. We've got Alvaro Pereira playing at left mid in this one rather than being in the defensive 3, although he's quite capable of playing that position, and in actual fact a few years ago he was, at least on his ultimate team card, a left midfielder. But we don't get off to the best of starts. The player, as he broke into the box, I expected him to cut further inside the box to get a better angle on his right foot, so I kind of tried to preempt that by moving across with the defender, and he just kind of ran in a straight line, so that I effectively just moved out of the way of him. See the defender in the bottom left there, kind of juked to the left to try and cut the angle off because I thought he was going to turn. In the end he didn't, and he got a brilliant finesse shot off. And we find ourselves 1-0 down early on, which wasn't necessarily the way that I wanted to start this game against Chievo Verona, to be completely honest. And I thought that guy was well offside, but then I hadn't noticed that Juan Jesus was on the floor injured, so he was actually played onside by about 5 or 6 yards. So he would have been really disappointed there, the Verona striker, not to have actually made that 2-0 there. A little bit of a stroke of luck that we had that man on the floor for them, but we're going to come up the other end. Paulo Dybala racing away, obviously going to turn his side onto his left foot if I can, and he took this shot early there. He turned his side and shot in almost one swift motion. You'll see from the replay, really nicely done. Had to take it early just to make sure the keeper couldn't get his feet set, and he actually swept really nicely into that bottom corner. Again, you'll see, turned his side and shot in the same motion, and it started off outside the post and bent in, slotting into that bottom corner really nicely to give us a 1-1 scoreline as we headed further into the second half. And we really grew in strength in this game. It took me a while to get on with, to figure out how to play with this side with the different players in unfamiliar positions. Then Shalotto actually capitalised on a defensive mistake there, really nicely tucked away into that bottom corner. Not the best of finishes, not too much power behind it, but the keeper just couldn't react in time, couldn't get down to it, and we took a 2-1 lead. Trying to make it 3-1 though, as we pushed further into the second half, and unfortunately Freddie Guarini isn't able to extend our lead, and I was a little bit nervous that we might need a 2-goal cushion, considering they had quite a few decent chances, Chievo. They're going to have another one here, and that header really was not far away. So many men underneath the ball there, you couldn't really tell who got the header on it, but I think in the end it was Bellomo there as the camera zoomed in on him. But luckily for me, it went wide of the post. We'll try and get that third goal if we possibly can, because, Chievo have been threatening quite nastily at the other end, and I just wasn't confident with this rotation side. And I was confident, though, that Dybala would have finished that chance, but unfortunately, not so much. Right foot, still would have expected him to put that in the back of the net with the form he's been in and the quality of the player, but he smashed it wide. Luckily though, it wasn't to cost us, so we do get the 3 points that we need to maintain our top of the table status. Obviously, with Juventus being level on points with us, all we have to do is match their results, as in overall result, not necessarily in scoreline, because goal difference doesn't matter. We just need to make sure that if they win, we win, and if they draw and we can win, then obviously that's even better, because we'll extend the lead on points. But we jump into the second leg of the Europa League semi-finals here against Athletic Bilbao. Valencia are winning their leg from the first, or their tie from the first leg, and obviously Bilbao beat us 1-0 at San Siro to get an away goal lead. But in the round of 32, was it? Or round of 16? Maybe even been the round of 16 against Fiorentina. We lost the first leg 1-0 and bounced back with a nice 3-1 win away from home to power ourselves through to the next round. And the next round at present is the final. So, of course, I would be very keen on getting a 3-1 scoreline and replicating that particular second leg if we possibly could in this one. Not the best of passes from Marco Sal. They're looking for Rodrigo, but we're going to get the ball off them, though. Marco Sal working tirelessly to win it back after his mistake. Rodrigo with the shot takes a deflection off Aymeric Laporte, and that could have gone anywhere. I thought it was actually going to loop into the top corner after it took the deflection and really confound the goalkeeper, but unfortunately it didn't. Went wide and nothing really came of the corner. And then Bilbao, obviously in the first leg, to be fair, they were by far the better side, completely dominated me. Botta having his shot here was deflected, and then it dropped really nicely for Markel Susayeta to sweep into the bottom corner. And unfortunately, we go 1-0 down and 2-0 down on aggregate, but that doesn't really change things. We needed to score anyway, and if we'd have scored one and got 1-0 ourselves, then we would have gone to extra time. So really, if we wanted to win it in the 90 minutes, we needed to score 2 anyway, and even still, after they've scored, if we score 2-0, we will go through on away goals. So the outset for the main objective hasn't really changed too much. Susayeta, though, involved again here, turns his side really nicely, and he's really unfortunate with the way that comes back off the woodwork. We are riding our luck right now in this European semi-final, and things aren't necessarily going our way. As we push into the second half, Taider slots down Mateo Damian down the left-hand side. He's going to try and cut it back to Brozovic here. He's got loads of space, gets his shot off, but it's a good save by Irithoth, and unfortunately Marco Sal can't find a teammate. Keeping it in, perhaps I should have let it go out for a corner and tried to get something from the set piece, but I'm so desperate in this particular situation to just get a goal any which way I can that I tried to keep it in play, head it back across to a teammate, but there was nobody there on the end of it. They then had a chance there with a header that went well over the bar. We get a free kick here 5 minutes from time. We really need a goal now, more so than ever before. Marco Sal with a shot. I don't know whether that was a save from Irithoth or whether it hit the post, but regardless, it was so close to going into the back of the net. We're now in stoppage time at the end of the second half. We need 2 goals in the last moments to get ourselves through to the final, otherwise we are going out and we will lose the chance to retain our Europa League crown. And Irithoth can't keep hold of it the first time, but does pounce on the rebound. So we lose both legs 1-0 in the Europa League semi-finals. And unfortunately, we are not going to have the chance to get our European title back. We don't get the chance to defend it because Bilbao beat us 2-0 over 2 legs, and Valencia win 4-2 over 2 legs against Saint-Etienne as well in the other one. Something about Spanish sides and the Europa League, not only in this career mode, but in real life as well, with Sevilla winning it in back-to-back seasons, they just really seem to like the competition. So it's going to be an all-Spanish final in the Europa League, and unfortunately we won't be taking part in it. But regardless, to get to the semi-finals is decent, especially considering we've been in real title contention in Serie A as well. Didn't do as well in the Coppa Italia as I might have liked. Obviously, again, we got knocked out in the semi-finals of that one. I would have been fantastic if we could have done a treble this season, but we have the chance to win 1 trophy this year, and to be fair, it's probably the most important, the league title, the Scudetto, something that Inter haven't won for a very long time in real life. It's been almost a decade, if not more than a decade, since Inter Milan won Serie A. I can't quite remember when the last time was. Actually, it was probably under Jose Mourinho, wasn't it? Back in 2007, question mark, because he spent 1 year at Inter, didn't he? So it might have been back in 2007 was the last time, because I know Juventus have won it in the past 3 seasons in real life, and obviously 4 now because they won the first season in this particular career mode. So we need to get into a Scudetto trophy because it's been a while. But as you can see, the squad report is going on in the background. I did say I'd have a look at Stevan Jovetic's scoring record and 10 goals in 11 games. Definitely worth the money we paid for him. It's been a fantastic acquisition, doing much better for us than Mauro Icardi was. So I think overall we made the right decision in selling Mauro and getting in the Montenegrin. But with 4 games to go in the Serie A table, we do still remain top, and Juventus have dropped points. We got a win against Chievo Verona, and they drew in their only Serie A game of today's episode. So we now have a 2-point advantage at the top of the table with 4 points to go. 12 points yet to be available, so we can maximise our potential and get 86, and that will guarantee us the title. But we'll have to wait and see what happens between now and the end of the season. We'll have 2 games tomorrow and 2 games the day after, just so we don't have a mismatch of amount of content in each video, so we have plenty of work still to do in the Serie A though, so fingers crossed we can get the results we need in the next couple of days to get ourselves that Serie A title, although Juventus will obviously come back strong, and I'm not too sure who our remaining games are against actually, so we might have some very tough games left, or we might have to play teams at the bottom. Hopefully it's the latter, but regardless, we'll come back tomorrow and try and get ourselves the wins that we need. There'll be a Career Mode Road to Glory episode later on tonight, of course. Again, that will have a squad report in it also, so you can see how our new signings are getting on, and that will bring today's episode to a close. So thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be streaming on twitch.tv later on tonight, starting a new Football Manager save tonight, so definitely head over and help me decide on a team this evening, and I'll see you next time.